Welcome back to another edition of the All Beef No Filler podcast. I'm your host, Pascal Paul, the Director of Scouting for Prep Baseball in Nebraska. We're joined by one of the longtime coaches in the state, head coach of the Papillion South Titans, Coach Bill Lynam. Welcome, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having us. We're excited about the upcoming season, and we're hoping this weather sticks around through March and April.
Yeah, the 90-degree difference is wild. We had negative 25, negative 30, and now we're in the 55, 60 range. So we'll take it all day this time of year.
Yeah, we agree with the sunshine and the light winds and high temps in the 60s will be very playable for the Titans this spring. At least we're hopeful.
Got to make that sunshine and nice weather's got to make that new field you guys got out there look awfully pretty.
Yeah, the school district did an outstanding job of passing the bond for our field and Fricky Field getting the field turf. They listened to our coaching staffs, and that we were able to make some additions and change some fence lines around and get bigger bullpen. So again, our field is tremendous. It's just a pleasure to go out there and begin practice because kids are excited about being out there, and it just makes our job a little bit easier when they're excited to come to practice.
You're right. They did an absolute beautiful job on both fields. At the scouting side of things, I'm excited about these nice new turf fields going up because now I don't have to worry about missing games and nothing like that. Games are going on in Omaha with all these beautiful turf fields going up.
Yeah, I think they're turning the corner on. Majority of the high schools are going to the field turf, and this year or even some fields going next year with the Millards are turning the corner, I think, on some turf fields as well too. So there's going to be the lion's share of people in the Omaha area are going to have turf.
Yeah, I think anyone that plays on the surfaces would agree a perfect natural surface is probably the best. But in our area, given the budgets of all the high schools, the turf is definitely the way to go, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's just a lot more. It's a lot less work for the coaches and the players to begin practice. You got to get everything set up and drag the field and here with the new field turf, it's just show up, do some rubber down, some pellets on the mound, home plate, and do a little prep work there. And so after the game is the same. It cuts our prep work and the post game field cleanup. So again, it just makes things a little bit easier for everybody around.
Opens up the development area too. You don't got to worry about wearing out a certain spot on the grass or anything like that. You can basically
you can count on being out there more often. Here, you may have rain or you might have snow, and then you're inside for 3 or 4 days off the gym floor, and then you come out to the baseball field and you get a different hop, you get a different speed. So again, the development is sped up a little bit because we're having a cleaner surface, and we're actually taking ground balls off the surface that we're going to play on, and
not a gym floor.
Yeah, the gym floors, it's good, but it's not the option that we're looking for. We'd rather be on out in the field.
For sure. Well, Coach, you've been doing this a long time. I think at a very high level for as long as a lot of coaches have done it in the state. What are a couple things that you learned in your time coaching high school baseball in this area?
I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning as the game proceeds in a fast forward motion. A couple things that I've learned is to control my temper. I used to lose control and lose my head a few times, and then it would be I'd be ticked off the rest of the game. If I keep my composure, keep my temper under, then I can actually think and coach, as opposed to still worried about what happened last inning, the strikeout or the drop fly ball or such. So again, by going with the flow and keeping my composure and keeping my temper, that it allows me to coach better because I can my mind is able to think forward and look at the next flush the previous play and look forward to the next play. Again, that's a big thing with just mistakes are going to happen in baseball, and you can't dwell on them. You just got to put them aside, put them behind you, and look for the next play, the next opportunity to either pat someone on the back or give them a couple coaching wisdoms that will help them make the next play.
And that's something I feel like a 6-year-old is still learning about baseball all the way to like yourself. You're still learning that baseball is a frustrating game. And the more you can control your emotions, I think better off anyone will be in this game.
Yeah, and we talked about with the players that the same message, keep your composure, handle failure, things like that. And then if you have the coach who's losing his mind, then the message is lost because they it's easy to talk, but it's hard to do sometimes. And if you're over there losing your mind in the dugout, then the players, the message goes one end and right out the other. So again, we got to demonstrate good behaviors and good composure to allow our players to be more successful.
Well, for you this year, you've got one, I would say, talented and experienced team. From our side of things, you've got 9 guys committed, 11 of those seniors. Oh, sorry. You got 11 guys ranked with us, 9 of them seniors that are committed, another 7 in the top 75 for us, 5 juniors that are ranked. You have a lot of experience coming back. What has that meant to your off season and the leadership and composure they've taken?
Because they've already been through our off season, and part early on, and we do some things in November, and we'd have a team lifting a couple days a week. We have a classroom session where we talk about our core values, and it gives our older players a chance to be a leader with the younger group. And then we have a challenge day where we get in teams, mixed teams from 9th through 12th grade. And again, we do some crazy physical things to challenge their mental and physical capabilities. And again, that gives the older kids a chance to lead through some obstacles to overcome, and then it allows our younger people to get to know our leaders, our seniors and juniors, and it also paints a really good picture on good leadership versus bad leadership. So as they get older through the program, then they have a model to lead through and remember with the good leadership. So, and then we get into skill work in the January and February, throwing and things, and they've experienced the the pain, my arm's sore, and you got to how to take care of your arm, and some pro care, and how to stay healthy and get your butt out of bed early in the morning, because we have some early morning sessions. So if they're walking in the door, if they're wiping their sleep out of their eyes, then they're not going to perform very well. And through their leadership and through having gone through the program already, then they get their butts to bed early and get up early, and they're ready to go when 6 a.m. hits. So again, that leadership, and they're very talented. There are some very talented people on our team, and it's fun to watch them throw and pitch and catch. And so again, we're looking forward to the season and putting their skills out at the forefront of the game of baseball.
Yeah, Coach, you talk about the leadership and the talent. Are you expecting a different type of practice as you head in? I think we're only a couple of days away, 4 or 5. As practice starts, are you expecting a different type of pace and a different type of attention to detail with this group?
Yeah, the pace will be quicker, because again, we'll have a lot of our players have already played, been through our practice sessions and such. So we're not going to have to spend 10, 15 minutes teaching. It'll be more of a review, reteach, a couple points, and then let's get after it. Again, our next portion of practice will be some challenges. We're going to challenge them to show their skill and show them they deserve, show the coaching staff that they're the person that deserves to play. There's going to be some serious competitions going on for playing time, and playing time is going to be won in practice to get after it and perform at a very, very high level, and to be consistent over that practice, to prove to the coaching staff that, hey, they deserve to be in the starting lineup. Again, we tell our players all the time, make our job very difficult to make the team. And then once you make the team, make our job very, very difficult again to develop and to come up with the starting lineup. So,
well, Coach, I think those guys are going to give you a tough time this year. Kudos to
yeah,
you, though. Kudos to you and your program. I think you guys have, one of the deeper staffs and one of the deeper lineups. And as we both know, if you can hit, you usually find a way way in the 1 through 9. That's for sure.
mm-hmm. Yeah, get the ball. We talk about getting the ball in play and putting pressure on the defense. Okay, and we always talk about not striking out. That's one of my pet peeves is strikeouts and choke up and get the ball in play and force the other team to make plays. And like you said, once we get the ball in play, then we start getting momentum. And people start feeling comfortable and consistent at the plate. Then the hits start coming, and then that the offensive side of things, like you said, if you're hitting the ball consistently, you're going to be in the line. We're going to find a way to get you in the lineup. So
Especially with the guys that you have. You got a lot of speed. Danny Wallace, Donnie Rosenthal, Grant Gilbreth, a number of other guys, the Minderman brothers up the middle. There's plenty of speed that you guys, I'm sure, will utilize and will put plenty of pressure on the defense. Like you said, just putting the ball in play is enough for some of those guys to be on first base.
yeah, we're hoping that, again, like you said earlier, that the speed is there. Again, that speed kills, and um, small ball, get some bunts down, get the ball in play, and get out and run, and then run the bases efficiently and effective. We always tell them we have to be efficient on the base paths. With you're going to make errors, you're going to strike out, you're going to walk people, but we can't have any mistakes on the base paths. So we're going to try and be aggressive with our speed and be smart on the base paths and put some pressure on the opposing defense.
They're definitely going to have a handful. And you talked about all the stuff you kind of do in the off season to prepare these guys. Who has kind of stood out in some of those workouts as an upperclassman for you as you head into practice?
Oh, it really stands out with our the returning guys. Danny Wallace. You can just go right down the list. We'll see Bryson Boathouse. Grant Gilbreth. The Minderman boys have. Our attendance has been really outstanding with those with the people, and we talked about how competitive the situation is going to be within our baseball program, and it's important that you got to be there. You want to get better, you got to be there. So show up, continue to show up. We also talked about one of our core values is accountability and responsibility, and if you can't make it, you got to communicate. Just getting them used to communication and holding up their end of the bargain. You're expected to be here. I get it. You get sick, you got to go to the dentist, going out of town for a family wedding, whatever the case is. But again, your part is communication. In today's world, you can communicate in 5 seconds. If you can't give us 5 seconds, then of your time to be accountable for your actions and responsibilities, then maybe we need to look elsewhere. So again, the players have done a really good job with that, of showing up, and then when they're not there, they're held accountable and responsible for communicating to the coaching staff that, hey, I can't make it today. I'm out of town, so to speak. So again, importance of preseason is just to build that team unity, get stronger in the weight room, and develop some leadership. And those guys have done a really outstanding job with that.
Yeah, one guy I'd like to touch a little bit about, and kind of was a surprise for me, probably not for you guys as much last year, was Cameron Curtis. He looks like he's going to anchor your pitching staff, an absolute strike thrower, one of the most Bugs Bunny changeups I think I've seen in a while. Talk to me about him and what he does as one of your top pitchers this year.
Yeah, Cam he had an outstanding year last year, and again, that's attributed to his hard work and his competitiveness. He throws 3 pitches for strikes, and he's fearless on the mound. The ball usually he doesn't walk anybody, or very very rare. So again, the bases aren't full of people, and he just brings that air of confidence that when he's pitching, our team knows that we're going to be in the game. It's going to be a really good game, and it's going to be going to be, a well pitched game. So they're there, they're tuned in, dialed in to the game, playing good defense behind him. And he's just been like, you give the ball to him, and you're going to get 6 innings out of him, and it's going to be a low scoring game, and we got to find a way to scratch some runs out for him and get a W for him.
It's it can be a calming effect to an offense to have somebody that you're not going to have to worry about guys all over the bases. He's going to be in and around his zone. The defense is going to get action. They're going to get ground balls. Those I feel like are the dudes that teams play best around, just because there's a lot of stuff going on for everybody.
Yeah, they just have a feel for how the game's going to go when he's on the mound. There's not going to be a lot of 3-2 counts. There's not going to be a lot. Usually, there's not going to be a lot of hits, and so the bases aren't full of opportunities for errors and to get out of sync, so to speak, and rush throws and put pressure on our defense. So again, that he does a really good job of, like I said, throwing strikes and being around the plate and competing at a very, very high level.
Well, I'm excited to see him and the rest of your team compete. Like I said, we're a couple days away from practice get going. I've talked about this to many people. I think the state championship is as wide open as it's been in at least the years that I've covered the state, and I'm excited for some really, really good baseball this year from everybody.
Yeah, I agree that there's going to be a lot of really good baseball teams in the Omaha-Lincoln area, and we're excited to get started on Monday. Actually, our days slow down a little bit once the season starts. Get done with preseason's a little bit of a grind, and once the season starts, you get practice and you get your team and you get unified, and then you get out and coach some baseball. So again, that's what I love to do, and I think we're going to be really, really a competitive squad with some good pitching and some good hitting, and I think our defense is above average as well too.
You've been doing this a long time, Coach. I think at a very, very, very high level, and you've seen a lot of good baseball. Obviously, Papio South has high aspirations every year, and I think this year it's right up there with the highest aspirations of any team in the state. What is your team going to do to have to hang their hat on, either practice-wise or mentally wise to make sure those goals come true at the end of the season?
Well, we're just going to have to be. We're going to challenge them at practice. So again, practices will have some challenges in there, and we're going to work. We believe in hard work works, and we're going to go out and compete at practice. We talk about you win at practice on Monday and Tuesday for the game on Wednesday. That helps the W come on Wednesday. With it also allows the team unity to be developed. Leaderships come forth with opportunities to lead and produce in key situations, and just that calming effect on, hey, don't worry, we got this, and we're doing our best to be successful, and don't push the panic button. Things are going to go our way, and based on our work ethic at practice, and through our skill and players during the games.
Well, we're excited to see, like I said, your talent and everything that you guys are about to put on display for the 2025 season. Coach, I appreciate you coming on. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward, and good luck this season.
Hey, well, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about baseball. And again, this spring we want to have some really good weather. That's one of the important things.
The first important thing is the good weather. For sure.
Good weather. No one likes to play baseball when it's 30 degrees out.
No.
And we're hoping for good weather, sunshine, light winds, strong winds when we're hitting, and winds blowing in when we're pitching. And then hopefully we can get some W's and put ourselves in a good position to have a really successful season.
Yeah, it's going to be as competitive a year across the state. I know I've talked to quite a few coaches and quite a few people from around the state, and there should be good baseball every week, almost every day for anyone paying attention and watching.
Oh yeah, our schedule is, there's very few gimmies, so to speak, and so we're going to hit the turf running with running the bases and throwing strikes and catching fly balls and getting some base hits. So again, we looked at our schedule, and it's a challenge. So again, like you mentioned, you got to show up every day and compete and do your best. So that's what we're looking forward to, and we're ready to get things started on Monday.
Best of luck from us, and we'll be out there watching, Coach. Thanks for joining.
All right, thank you.
Stop it real quick.